moment to thank ourselves for showing up for yoga tonight. Just as your breath smooths, just be in this place. And then start to feel your feet on the earth. How are they doing? Can you feel yourself move around a little bit? See what you're doing in terms of being even on four corners of the feet. Maybe you move back and forth, side to side. Move around in a circle for a moment. Yeah, and come back to a nice centered position here. And then we're going to exhale through the nose, belly button to spine, and take a nice deep inhale. Fill the body all the way around like a big 360 here. And exhale, soften. And just do that for another few moments here, so there doesn't have to be any specific number, just a nice filling inhale for you, making your body super large. And then softening on your exhale, letting everything go. Remembering that we want to move with acceptance of what the body is offering tonight, how it's showing up on your mat. Everything is good. It's just the way it should be. Turn your palms out. Exhale. Let's add some arms here. Inhale, float the arms up, touch your palms together, and bring your hands to heart center. We're going to keep the feet nice and grounded. Inhale, making sure the shoulders aren't coming along for the ride. Reach, reach, reach. Palms together, and exhale. Inhale, reach up, reach. And palms together, heart center. We're going to reach the arms up now and keep them here. Okay, now tap your fingertips together so you've made like a little triangle with your arms here. And we're going to really open those shoulders. So let your right arm come in a big circle around to the front, and then your left to the front. Now, on the right, you're going to go back. And on the left, go back. Does that make sense? We're going forward, forward, back, back. Forward, forward, back, back. And if this makes your neck feel anything bad or uncomfortable at all, just bend your elbows a little bit. Forward, forward, back, and back. Really releasing those shoulders. Oh, yeah. And the next time you go back and back, you'll be even and shake your hands down. Woo! Just move around and release anything that you don't want to carry into your practice. Just shake it down to the earth. Kick some sand on it. Bury it under there. No longer serving, not coming with you into practice tonight. So we're going to move into our 6-part spinal movements. The knees and hips are soft. Take your hands forward and touch your fingertips. And then elbows back. Shine your heart up. Remember, we're not throwing the head back. We're just shining the heart up. Cats and cows here. Forward and open. Yeah. So we took those shoulders in a nice big circle. Now we're taking them forward and back, opening, and also the spine. So everything should be really getting nice and juicy. Releasing any tension that the day might have brought on. And the next time your fingertips are forward, draw your palms together and bring your hands to heart center. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so now we're going to be taking the spine from side to side. So take your arms overhead, the feet are still grounded, your right wrist in your left hand, and tilt to the left. And come up, left wrist in the right hand, and tilt to the right. And let's keep going side to side. So remember, we're going to do this a few times to each side, warming up the movement before we hold it for longer. So make sure that you're giving your spine time to acclimate to this movement. The next time you're over to the left, hold here, press your right foot deeply into the mat so it's not tempted to ride up. Release your arms parallel to the earth, both arms, and then press left fingertips away. Take your right shoulder behind you and shine your heart up, again without throwing the head back. Come back to center, reach up, left wrist in the right hand, tilt to the right, pressing that left foot strongly into the earth. Release the arms parallel to the earth, press the right fingertips away, and then draw that left shoulder back, look up, inhale, arms overhead, soft knees and hips, just let it go. Up and down, let it go. Just do what feels good to you here. Remember, as the moon is releasing light, the moon is waning, we are releasing also. Yes, and then bring it back up. Inhale and bring your hands down by your side. Move around a little bit and then just come back to mountain pose for a second. See if you can feel things kind of loosening up, right? The breath moving freely, energy moving freely. Take your feet slightly wider than hip width distance. And we're going to start gently turning side to side. So let the opposite heel lift. So as you turn to the right, your left heel can lift. As you turn to the left, your right heel can lift. As you might remember, this is called knocking on the door of life. So we're opening up energy here. Now we're going to take this to immunity tapping. Gentle fist right under the shoulder bone there, the clavicle, coming right here, building that immunity, and then let the arms go, go, go. Start working their way up. And back down, back to immunity tapping, yes. And then back side to side, letting the hands tap behind you where the kidneys are. And then come back to standing. Find your mountain pose now. And once again, check in with the energy. See how things feel. Maybe you feel a little tingling happening. Maybe you just feel more open. Inhale and exhale. All right. We're going to work on a little bit of balance here. So for this, we want to be in mountain pose, right? With the feet under the hips. So if you put your hands on your protruding hip bone here, point your fingers at your feet, that's where your feet will be. That's your hip width distance here. And we're balancing, so we want to be firm, we want the breath to be calm, and we want the gaze to be steady. Here we go. Arms up, inhale, palms touch. As your hands come to heart center, raise your right heel. Release everything, arms up, palms touch, left heel, hands to heart. Arms up, palms touch. Try both heels. This may or may not be a good move for you tonight. Release. Okay? And it's either heel or knee, double heel if that works for you, or just alternating heel or knee. So just keep going through your rounds. Just waking up that balance a little bit. We're going to come back to this for sure a little later on. For right now, we just want to check in with the body. And Either you're going right, left, double, or right, left, left. When you're finished with your next round, whenever that happens for you, come back to standing. Equal standing. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're going to work our way down to the mat. So come to the top of your mat. Now, what are we going to need? We're going to want the block, the strap, and the blanket very nearby. So let's come to the top of the mat here, feet hip-width distance. Find mountain pose, find that energy. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, folding from the hip creases with a long spine. We don't care how far down the hands go. We want the spine to be long, the fold to come from the hip creases. Bring your hands to your thighs. Press back through the hips, bend the knees, shine your heart forward, bring your hands down, and step back to downward facing dog. Coming into dog, go ahead and bend one knee and then the other. Pedal the feet. Press one heel down and hold. Press the other heel down and hold. Press both heels down and hold. Good, and then carefully bring your knees down, sit off to the side, and come into seated mountain pose. Flex the feet, sit up nice and tall, inhale and exhale. And release. So one of the lovely things that we do in the Spinal Health and Posture Improvement class is lay over a roll, sometimes lengthwise, sometimes crosswise. So tonight we're going to put the roll lengthwise, take it up close to your tailbone, okay, and lay back onto your roll. Now you want your hips on the roll, so you may need to scoot yourself back a little bit and head off the roll. But if you're feeling like your neck is cranked too far back, you can always put a little something under there too. Everybody good here? Let's take the arms out to a T and just feel this lovely opening in the spine. All right, now we're going to add a little bit of instability to this posture here. So take your hands down by your side and bring them gently to the fingertips. No part of your arm is touching except those fingertips, super light. Take your feet to the toes. What just happened there? Your core was like, oh, here I am. Okay, we're getting into the very, very deep core here. Okay, so we're going to keep it nice and light. Raise the right arm, raise the left arm, and bring both hands down, fingertips back to the mat. Okay, raise the left arm, raise the right arm, and bring both hands down, fingertips to the mat. Now raise both arms and take the right leg up. Getting a little more tippy here. Take the left leg up. And take your left foot down, right foot down, hands down. Both arms up. Left leg up. Right leg up. Hold here. Right foot down, left foot down, two hands down. And relax. Okay, raise one foot and wiggle at me if you started to feel something happening in your core there. Are you feeling anything? Okay. Bring your foot down. Okay. Inhale and exhale. And we're going to go through that series one more time. Hands to the fingertips, feet to the toes. Right arm up, left arm up, right knee, left knee. And let's try and get everything to the mat at the same time. Right foot, right hand, left hand, all at once. Woo! Don't put your feet down in between. Keep your heels up. Keep your fingertips to the mat. Left arm up, left leg, right leg, hold. And we're going to bring everything down to the mat at one time. Feet and hands touch at the same time. Whew. All right. Just pause here for a moment. Take a few breaths to ingrain the memory of how that felt in the core. Because we want the core, that's an active core. And we want the core to be active during the day. So just remember how that was and carefully roll off of your blanket or your mat, whatever you have. Put that off to the side. And come back to reclining on the mat here. Okay, while we're here, let's go ahead and let the knees open and close a few times. Inhale and exhale. Now, we're going to go ahead and release and work on the hips with some nice water wheels. So bring your right knee in, point up, flex down. Left foot is on the mat. Keep going on the right. We just want to release those hips, starting on the right. Next time the right knee is in, hold it in, flex the right foot, flex out, point up, knee in. And keep going, flex out, point up, knee in. Out and up and in. And the next time the right knee is in, hold it in. You can hold onto your shin or your hamstring. And maybe that left leg, if it hasn't already, wants to straighten. See what your left leg wants to do here. It could straighten just a little bit. It could straighten all the way. It could stay bent. Inhale and exhale. Take your left arm out to the side and let your right leg open out to the side and back to center. And now we're going to place the right foot on that left thigh. Take the left hand outside the right leg, so it's probably by the thigh. Right arm out to the side, inhale. And as you exhale, try and keep your hips, especially your right hip, down. Just let that knee come across the body, just a little past the belly button. Now that was to open up the outer leg. Now let's go ahead and take it to a twist. So you're going to let your right hip come up this time. Take your gaze toward your right fingertips. And your right knee is over more toward the left. All right. Come on back around. Let your legs cross tightly in an X as you do. And then hold on to either your ankles, right hand to left ankle, left hand to right, or maybe your shins are more accessible, or maybe just the side of your legs, and let everything just kind of rock around, move naturally. See how this hip is feeling tonight. And then uncross, bring both feet to the mat, let the knees open and close. Hands down by your side, and a nice water wheel starting now on the left. Left knee in, point up, flex down. This is all done with control. There's no fast movement here. It's a nice smooth circle. Knee in, point up, flex down. Keep going. And the next time that left knee is in, hold it in. Flex your left foot and reverse your water wheel. Looking good. All muscle, no momentum, yes. All right, next time that left knee is in, hold it in and let the left knee open out to the side and back out to the side. That right leg is either going to stay bent, straighten a little, or straighten a lot, whatever it wants to do. And then place your left foot on your right thigh. The right hand is holding on either to the left shin or someplace else that it can reach. Left arm is out, and just bring that knee just across the belly button. Keep the left hip on the mat right now. And then allow your left hip to lift as that left knee comes over to the right. Yes, and take your gaze toward your left fingertips. As you come back through, take your legs in a nice tight X here. Hold on to what you can find and move the legs around. So you might have your ankles, you might have your shins, your thighs. And notice how this hip is feeling tonight. And release, unwind, bring both feet to the mat and let both knees open and close. Inhale and exhale. All right. Anybody have a little tighter side? If you did have a tighter side, cross back into the X. That's going to get your tighter side. Wiggle around. And if both sides felt even tonight, I'll tell you when we're about halfway through, and you can just switch and do half the time on each side. But if you have one side that was more resistant, just let it, have some opportunity to release more. Okay, if you're switching, switch now. And then everybody unwind, 2 feet to the mat, down and up. Out and in with the knees is what I meant. Okay, so we're going to do double leg water wheel. Okay, you've all done this. Go ahead and sit on your hands here, just to elevate the hips a little bit. And if you start doing double leg and decide it's not for you, do 4 right and 4 left forward. Okay, let's bring the knees in toward the chest, point up, flex down. Notice what's happening to your spine here as you keep going. Remember, 4 right, 4 left. If you're going single leg, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, we're going to stay with this with lots of control. And if you're like, oh, my core really feels like it could handle more, raise your shoulders and head and do your water wheel from here. Why not? And bring it in. Let's rest for a moment. Excellent. Okay, again, when we do the reverse, it's either 8 doubles or 4 right, 4 left. And again, you can bring your shoulders and head up if that's the kind of evening you're having right now and you want to put that extra effort into it. Go ahead, flex your feet, take it out. Legs up, knees in. And keep going. And just because you raised your shoulders and head doesn't mean you have to do every single one like this. Okay, you can if you want to. This is your practice. Oh yeah, 4 right, 4 left, or 8 doubles. Inhaling and exhaling. Excellent. And the next time the knees are in or after you finish your 8, hold on to either your hamstrings or your shins. Take your legs apart, like at least hip width distance, and rock a little side to side, release the spine. And then with the distance, some distance in between the feet, we're going to point and flex the feet, both feet at the same time, and then circle the ankles one direction and the other. Bring the feet down. Inhale and exhale, and come on up to table. We're going to do sunbird. There's a lot of options in the sunbird. So come on up to table, and if anybody wants to do it at the wall, I can explain that to you. Just let me know. Okay? All right, so we're coming into tabletop here. Sunbird phase 1, part 1. Right leg comes up, toe points, that right leg lifts and your heart shines forward. Bring the knee down, spine back to neutral. Okay, left leg up, point the toe, lift the left leg, shine the heart forward, and come back to neutral spine. That could be your sunbird the whole time. We're going to add the dancing sunbird option. Right leg up, right leg lifts, heart shines forward, elbows go toward the back, down and up, dancing sunbird, right knee down. Left leg up, shine your heart, stay here, or dance it down, come up, and left knee down. Let's sit up on those knees for a moment. Shake the wrists out. Inhale and exhale. So far, so good with the sunbird. The next part, the next option, is lifting into downward facing dog. So we're coming here. Sunbird, you could just stay right here. Dance it down if you want. If you want to come into down dog, take your right toes down, tuck them under, lift into down dog, left leg high. Left knee comes down, right knee comes down. Left leg up, heart shines forward, sunbird. Dance it down. Tuck the left toes onto the mat, lift into down dog, right leg up. Right knee down. Left knee down, shake it out. Woo! Inhale and exhale. We're going to go through that one more time. Just make it nice and fluid. Do whichever parts you're doing, okay? And just as a reminder, when your hands are down, right, your shoulders roll down your back. You're kind of circling the crease of your elbow in front of you, and that way your chaturanga and your push-ups are all triceps push-ups with the arms close to the body, right? Let's all try that. Just from where you are, take your arms forward, rotate, so now the creases of your elbows are going to face more toward the ceiling, and then draw your arms straight back. Oh, you can feel that already. And release. Woo! Shake it out. Okay, one more time through sunbird, and then whenever you're done with sunbird, if you're not going the whole way, it's fine. You go to child's pose. And for child's pose, let's have the head on the block tonight. We're just going to give that a shot. So have your block nearby. Right leg back, right leg lifts, heart shines up. Sunbird. Dance it down if you're going there. Lift into three-legged dog if that's you tonight. Left knee, right knee. Left leg up, sunbird. Option, dance it down. Option, three-legged downward facing dog. Beautiful. Yes, yes. And knee and knee. Yep. All right, here's your child's pose. Just try it with the block under your forehead and see how that feels. It's not that your forehead can't touch the mat. It probably usually does, but this is just something to try. Maybe keep a little extra length in the spine. Give the body a little more rest to Take a few breaths. Excellent. Remember that we want to be accepting of what the body is offering tonight, and then unfold yourself into a beautiful downward facing dog. So elegant, right? Think about the elegance of downward facing dog with the spine long, the legs long, everything in a beautiful alignment here. And then take your journey, feet to the hands. How do you want to get there? And when you get there, go ahead and bring your hands to your thighs, set your hips back, shine your heart forward. Exhale, fold forward from the hip creases. Think about your lower half of your body being made of bricks and the upper half made of feathers. And on your next inhale, float your arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come to heart center. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to do a little sun salutation. Come to the top of your mat. Inhale and exhale here. Have padding nearby for your knees if your knees prefer to have padding. Okay, I think we'll throw in a little knee down crescent. So inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, folding over those hip creases. Hands to the thighs, shine your heart forward, half lift. Hands down, take a nice beautiful step back with the right leg and come into this lunge. Yeah, spending a moment here. And then find your, well, let's bring the right knee down since we talked about the crescent lunge here. Bring the right knee down, left knee is over the left ankle, and we're going to lift up and draw the hands back. Shine the heart up. Now bring the hands down and find your way to plank. And from plank, with those elbow creases heading forward, chaturanga here. Inhale and exhale. So we're going to be doing bow, B-O-W, bow. Okay, now you might want to have a strap handy, or you may know that you can do bow without it. We're going to start with half bow. Take your right forearm parallel to the front of your mat. Bend your left knee. Reach your left arm back. See if you can find your left ankle. Press into your right forearm and lift your heart. Lift your leg. There you go. The leg might not come up very far. Mine certainly doesn't. But lift the heart and release. Now put your left forearm parallel to your mat. And if you're using a strap, that's excellent. Wrap the strap around your right ankle. It just extends the reach of the arms. Bend your right knee. Press into your left forearm. Reach back with your right arm and find your right ankle. Press into the forearm to lift the heart. And release. If that reminds you of Baby Dancer, yeah, there's a reason. Go ahead and put your forehead onto your hands, bend your knees, and let your knees go side to side. That's a super deep back bend. We're going to release it. All right, let's go ahead and bring your hands under your shoulders. Find your way to that beautiful, elegant, downward facing dog. Down dog your way. Anytime you want, that down dog could be done at a wall, hands on a chair or table, or even just make it into a table. And find a nice journey, feet to the hands. You might hop, big steps. You might take a bunch of little steps. When you get to the top of your mat, half lift, forward fold. And then once again, thinking about the lightness in the upper body, float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. All right, we're going to do that the same on the left. So top of the mat, but when we come down again, now if you had an easy catch, which I never do, but if you had easy catch in bow, you might go double bow. You'll do either one when we come down. Top of the mat, and of course you can use an arm extender, aka yoga strap. Feet are hip width distance apart. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive over those hip creases. Let's pause here for a moment, no matter where your hands are, and see if you feel a nice release in the back of your legs here. And then bring your hands to your thighs, shine your heart forward, hips back, half lift, hands down, step back with the left. Stay in this lunge for a moment. Wiggle around if you like. Draw your left knee down, engage your core, and draw your hands behind you. Just shine the heart up. Low crescent lunge with the arms back. Bring the hands down and find your way to plank. Knees up or down, your plank, your way. All right. With the elbow creases facing forward as much as possible for you. Remember, it's your practice. Chaturanga, use those triceps. All right. So if you had it, if you know that you have an easy catch or you just want to try it, bend both your knees and see if you can grab your ankles, yes, and lift your heart. And if that doesn't work for you, then just go ahead, take your right arm parallel to the top of the mat, bend your left knee, reach back for your left ankle. If even that doesn't work, then just do this. Wave at your left foot. Or you could put the strap on. And then go ahead, if you're in bow, take a break for a second and come back to full bow. And we're going to go for the people who are doing half bow. Left arm is forward, right knee bends, and come back. If you're full bow, come back to your full bow. If you're doing half bow, you've got your right ankle. And release. That was serious back bending, guys, so we're going to lay the forehead back on the hands, bend the knees again, and let those legs go side to side. Just a nice release for the spine. Bringing the hands, well, we usually bring them under the shoulders. Let's bring them mat width distance apart and find your way to down dog. See how that feels. Just change it up a little bit here. So now the hands are mat width distance apart. Inhale and exhale. And I'm going to suggest that we all walk toward our hands, taking the feet wider as you come up till they are also mat width distance. And then draw your forearms to your thighs. You're still kind of down in this like football position. Bring your hands to your heart, stand straight up. And as you bring your hands down, bring your feet together. Nice, shake it out. All right, how's everybody doing? We doing all right? Okay, so we're going to do a little, remember we did this. We're going to do something with the strap similar to that. And this can get pretty wobbly, so if you want to be near something that you can just put your hand on real quick when you need to, just do that. We're going to step on the strap. Put the strap around the ball of the foot. Okay. And lift. So let's get our nice mountain pose here, right? Gaze is steady, and we're not gonna tug on the strap. We're gonna let the right knee lift and the strap come with it. Now you can stay right here, or you can try extending your right leg. And if you feel too wobbly, go ahead and just set your hand very light touch on your table, chair, wall. Bend the knee and release. Oh man, you guys, that looked awesome. Is anybody not okay with this? Everybody's good to go? Let's put the left foot in the strap. The strap's on the ball of the foot. Remember, it's not about the arms. The strap is just staying attached to the bottom of the foot as we lift the left knee. Stay right here, or extend that left leg. Yeah. Bend the left knee and bring it down. All right. Let's do that one more time on each side, shall we? Okay. And maybe we'll add one little thing here, which is obviously optional, as is so many of the things that we do. Okay, float we're stepping on the strap with the right foot. Float your right knee up and extend. Now take both ends of the strap in your right hand and take your left arm out to the left. If that's you tonight, you go there. If it's not, you don't. Nice. And bring it back center, release. Let's try that on the left. Left knee raises, the strap just stays attached to the bottom of the foot. Option, extend the leg, stay here, or take the strap two ends in your left hand, right arm out to the side. Yep, and some of you do know this version with the leg as well. Go ahead and bend and release. Shake it out. All right, yeah, and since we haven't really worked this, I didn't introduce that, but certainly if you have things that you know that you do from this position, you're always welcome to do this. Just as much as you're welcome to leave things out, you're welcome to add, right? After all, who's in charge here? Oh, me? Oh yeah, I wish. Okay, no I don't. I don't want to be in charge of you. I want you to be connected to your body. Okay, so take the legs wide, and we're going to turn the toes out, hands to the hips, and let's go down and up, really getting those inner thighs to open. Open. That felt kind of good. Take your hands forward here, and then take your arms out to shoulder height and back as you straighten your legs. Out and back. So we do a lot of five-pointed start, a moonflower, but now we're doing something different with the arms. Out and back. Take it out and back. All right, we're going to take this to a nice sunburst now. So go ahead, bend the knees, cross the right arm in front of the left. Open up wide. Take it down, left arm in front of right. Sunburst, open, and keep going. We did a lot of shoulder work at the beginning of class, so see how the sunburst feels as you move your shoulders around. We started with the right arm forward, so the next time you go left arm forward, you will probably be even. Take your hands down by your side, shake everything out. And we're going to move into a wide-legged downward-facing dog. So we want the toes forward with the legs still wide. Bring your index fingers to your hip creases with a long, long spine, fold forward. Remember that hamstring stretch you were feeling earlier? See if you still feel that. If you don't, it's probably because your hips are behind your ankles. Bring the hips over the ankles. And then bring your hands to the mat. Now, is everybody's hands reaching the mat? If your hands don't reach the mat, bend your knees so the hands reach. And then we're going to walk the hands forward and be in a wide-legged downward facing dog. And once again, we're feeling that beautiful lengthening of the spine while the head is right in line with the upper arms, right? It's not dropping down. We're not looking forward. The head is right in line with the arms. And then go ahead and walk your hands back towards your feet. Bring your hands to your hips. Come up halfway. Take your arms out in a long T. Take your arms by your ears. Think about the lower half of the body being super, super heavy. Upper half light as a feather as you float your arms up. Bring your hands down and then step or hop or however you want to get your feet together. Shake them out and come to the top of the mat. How's everybody doing? We good? Okay, so we're going to come to the top of the mat, and you might want, let's have the roll, because we'll lay over the roll the other way when we get down there. Okay, we did vertical, we'll do horizontal this time. So let's have the roll nearby. And come to the top of the mat here. Inhale and exhale. Scan the body, see if anything needs to move as usual, wiggle, you know, whatever finishing things the body feels like doing is instructing now. And then come back to mountain pose. Float the arms up, inhale. Finding those hip creases nice and long. Okay. Hands touch where they touch in a forward fold, right? If they're on your shins, that's great. Your hamstrings, your thighs, or the mat, that's fine. All that's good. Go ahead and bend your knees, hips, half lift, hands down, step back to a downward facing dog. If you're feeling like you've had enough down dogs for one practice, you can always bring your knees down. Okay? Bring your big toes together. Take your knees to one side, hips to the other. Move and move. Just release. We're releasing now. Come back to center. Bring your knees down. Sit off to the side. And come into seated mountain pose. Sit up nice and tall. Okay. And let everything just shake out for a moment. Okay. All right, so we're going to bend the knees and roll down. Inhaling and exhaling here. So the spine is in neutral on the mat. It's not flattened, right? There's a little space here. If you put your hand, you can reach at least a few fingers underneath. Now, if you can fit your arm and 2 trucks under there, then you're arching your back too much. Try and level it out. So we're coming into neutral spine. Inhale and exhale. And we're staying in neutral spine right now as we take both legs long, arms overhead. Inhale. Both knees in. Hold on to the shins or the hamstrings. And rock side to side. Come back to center. Place your hands on your knees. And the hands are going to stay connected to the knees while we make circles. So press away, press the knees away, take them to the right, in towards you, to the left. And we're circling like this. The hands stay on the knees, so they're little circles. And then hugging the knees in and circles the opposite direction, away to the left, in and to the right. And let's go ahead and hug those knees in for a moment. Take your hands down by your side, put space in between your legs. We're going back to those ankles, point and flex. And circle one direction and the other. Now take your feet mat width distance apart, take your arms long out to the side, and we're going to do gentle windshield wipers side to side, knees to one side, gaze to the other, and then switch. And remember, we're really looking to release here. So make sure your spine is just having an enjoyable time with this. Good. And come back to center. Bring your feet back to hip width distance apart and go ahead and open and close your fingers. Wiggle them around. Rotate the wrists one direction and the other. Let's bring the hands about 6 inches away from the hips with the palms turned up, and then very mindfully turn the head side to side. Just looking to see how the neck is doing. All right, and then come back to center and start to scan your body. Just notice. So if there was some particular thing that your body was hoping that we would do and we didn't do it, take a moment and do that now. Or if you just want to wiggle around, realign things. We're going to be grabbing the roll in a moment and placing it under the shoulder blades. So just think about that as you just make sure that the legs and arms and neck and face are happy. And then come on up if you need to. Get your rolled up mat or blanket or towel. Okay, take it vertical behind you, and we want it to wind up right under the shoulder blades. So as you come down, your shoulder blades, that blanket is right under the shoulder blades or whatever roll you have. Okay. If you're feeling your shoulder blades being crunched by the blanket then or the roll, it needs to come down a little further. Okay. When you feel like you've got this, go ahead and raise one leg and wiggle your toes at me. We're all good here? All right. So now, let's take the arms long out to the side. Starting to feel pretty good. Now if you want, you can extend your legs. If you prefer, you can keep your knees bent. If you extend your legs, the feet are about wider than hip width distance and the toes just flop open because we don't want to have a lot of resistance here. And just breathe. Now just go ahead and take your arms into goal pose. So bend at the elbows. Goalpost arms, but the arms are still on the mat. And then take your your arms long again and start to bring them down and see how that feels. They're not going to go too close. They're going to be pretty far away from the hips, but instead of straight out, they're a little bit down. And if you'd like to stay here and start moving into final relaxation from here, feel free. Otherwise, bend your knees, roll over to a side, remove the roll, and come back down. Find your final relaxation position that's going to feel great to you for tonight. Okay? If you start to feel like that roll is too much, you can always remove it. Find your final relaxation position and breathe. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Let your body just melt onto the earth, releasing all effort. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body, with your fingers and your toes. And as you inhale, extend the arms, extend the legs. And as you exhale, draw your knees in, give yourself a hug. Find your way over to a side. And coming back up to a nice easy seat. Turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit. Thank and honor yourself for your practice. And we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.